And hello everyone, Maestro here. I am the football enthusiast. Hope you are all doing well. Crystal Palace versus Arsenal was last night, 1-0 to the Arsenal. This is my match reaction on the game. I'm going to give you guys my general thoughts. You guys can comment down what you guys think. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already and you want to keep up with the channel, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn the bell on for notifications. Also, you can find links to all my socials down below in the description. Let's get into the video. So, yeah, 1-0 to Arsenal, Selhurst Park. Thoughts on the match in general? I was very happy with how in control Arsenal were. I think for the most part, that is, sorry, up until a certain point, it looked very comfortable. Learning that it's a 1-0 win and the one is because of a penalty can be concerning at times. You kind of have a thought, well, that game probably wasn't smooth sailing, but I think offensively and specifically in the midfield and defensively, it was a calm game until the 67th minute where Tomiyasu got his red card and got sent off. Now, firstly, on the red card, I am actually 50-50 on it. I'm not entirely sure if it is or if it wasn't. It can go either way, but I don't think it's one of those that's, clearly disputable, nor is it one that's, clearly undisputable. But I don't really care. It is what it is. It happened. There's no point us arguing about it. 50-50 in my personal opinion. And it is where the game changed, though. It is annoying for us, for Arsenal fans, because it is where the game changed. We were in complete control. Palace had chances, sure, but ultimately they were half chances, and we looked very much in control, especially with Rice and Odegaard, and specifically White and Saliba. Saliba, for me, was the man of the match. Controlling things on the defensive end, there seemed to be no threat. Then we're down to 10 men. We brought on Gabriel, and Gabriel was fantastic. I think, especially in the air, he was magnificent. But the pressure was on. We were undermanned on. So the idea is that Arteta kind of made us undermanned on the front end, put plays back deep to defend, and ultimately that just kind of invited the pressure. But we handled it well. Even though Palace, the tides turned off the red card, I still don't think we were in that much danger of conceding. I think we did a great job. I truly do, and I'm very happy about that. Saliba, for me, is the who scored man of the match. You can see right here, but it's also my man of the match. He was fantastic for me, and Gabriel too was a highlight coming on. And the things to talk about when this game is all said and done is about, more so I want to talk about the 3-4-3 that we are currently using at Arsenal. So this display here kind of showcases a 4-3-3 with Partey at right back. But if you watch the game, that's not entirely the full story. Essentially, we are playing a Tomiyasu, Saliba, White back three, with Partey coming into the midfield, more so here over to the right a bit, but still in the midfield, making it a 4 in the midfield with these three up front of Saka, Nketiah, Martinelli. And my thoughts on that is, I like it. I think, look, we are in a sticky situation when it comes to the defensive side of things, when it comes to injuries. It sucks. Zinchenko is injured. He played, but he just came back now. Gabriel was injured. He came on, but he was not fit to start. We also have Timber will be out for quite a while. It sucks. We just started, but we've dealt with already a sticky situation when it comes to defensive selections. But I think so far it's been handled well. There are some concerns that will be a bit too open at the back when it comes to playing against the big teams, where on the wings it could be very tough for us. And I get that. Like a team with a strong left hand side or right hand side that focus on those areas could be difficult for us. And I understand that. But I think for the time being, for what for the cards have been dealt for Arteta, I like these selections for teams against like Nottingham Forest last week, Crystal Palace this week, and maybe even Fulham next week. When it is against the big guns, or specifically when it is against a team that just has a good a game on either of the wings, I would want to revert back to a back four. And I think when that time does come, we should be fine, because I imagine that Zinchenko will be back. He came on today, which means he should be fit to start the next game. And then we can then play White. White on right back again, with Gabriel also coming back, essentially being the same back four that did wonders for us last season. Now, when Timber comes back, we'll talk about if he gets in, how he fits in. But for now, I am perfectly happy with this 3-4-3, and I think it's fun to watch too, and I think it really, really helps out Havertz. Havertz, for me, is still hard to kind of understand whether or not he will be a success or a failure, because I want to wait out and see him in the midfield three, because that's clearly what Arteta wants from him, to be partake in the midfield three. I still want to wait out for that to happen. We haven't seen it yet. It's been a midfield four. So once Havertz is in the midfield three, we can then make judgment from there. Is he not going to work out? But in this four, I think he did pretty well, Havertz, and I think Declan Rice was absolutely fantastic. Saliba was my man of the match, but Declan Rice for me made me the most happy with his performance, because he's a debut. He's new. He just joined, and there's a hefty price tag on him, and I thought he was magnificent. I don't think he made a single mistake. His passing was on point. His movement was very much on point. He truly is a fantastic player, and I think he's had a great start to his career at Arsenal. And I think as time goes on, we will see him make more of those movements that he made against Crystal Palace in the first half, those offensive movements into kind of the edge of the box, partaking, getting assists, getting goals more so than he did at West Ham or any other club. Oh, sorry, no, just West Ham, so I didn't want to be that. So, yeah, but yeah, I think that will evolve. I can see that in him. I can see that's what Arteta wants for him, to evolve his offensive side, and he's being pushed into that kind of role already at Arsenal. And I think he will continue to grow in that role and be much more, put up better numbers than what he did at West Ham and what he's currently doing so far at Arsenal. I think he'll rack up a few goals and assists by the end of this season. And it's so exciting to watch. Now, concerns for Arsenal? Honestly, look, for me, there's only one concern. Havertz, to me, is still fine. The jury is out. We will see. But the one concern is the striker role, is Nketiah. Look, Nketiah made some moves that were fantastic, and was so close hitting the woodwork. He was so close to getting a goal, but I still am worried about his finishing, about his decision making, about his positioning too. I don't think he particularly reads the game that well, and I think it showed against Palace. We were up, so we won 1-0 because of a penalty. We should have been 2-3-0 up, and we would have been had we had a Harry Kane or a Haaland or an Osimhen or a Julian Alvarez. Those kind of strikers would have put us 2-0 up probably by half time. And so it is still a concern. With Jesus out, I am still concerned about Nketiah. Balogun just seemingly is just not on Arteta's good side. Arteta just does not seem to like Balogun's style of play. And he's the boss, Arteta. It's all up to him. And I completely trust him. But a part of me is kind of, can he not challenge Nketiah? Because seemingly Arteta does not think so, because he's not even giving him a shot above him in any competitive game. And in fact, he looks like he's on his way out. So with Jesus still out, and he probably will still be out for a few more weeks, I am concerned about Nketiah. For the most part, he is compensated for the wingers being far more offensive, for Odegaard being far more offensive, and even Rice coming forward too. They can compensate for Nketiah, but still, I would rather my striker hold his own weight. I don't think Nketiah does. That is the one concern for this game. That is the one thing I'll take away from this that could affect us for the future. But other things that we could take from this that will affect us for the future is that Rice, he truly is what we thought he is. So far, so good. He looks fantastic. Odegaard is as amazing as ever. Saka was brilliant. Saliba is growing every single day. Partey is still a class player. Rumors of him leaving, him and Gabriel cannot leave. Partey and Gabriel have been linked away. I would hate it if they left. They're both fantastic footballers, And if you truly want, even if Partey and Gabriel were to one day end up on the bench, that's still, we should still keep them even with the high wages, because that's what City have. What makes City so great is not just their starting 11, it's that they have a whole smorgasbord of players on that bench that can come on and impact the game at a high level. And even if Partey and Gabriel were to revert to, let's say we were to play White at right back, Timber come in at centre back, or White and Timber to switch, and Timber be the right back, White centre back, Saliba centre back, and left back being Zinchenko. And then we do in fact go for the Odegaard, Rice, Havertz midfield three. No place for Partey, no place for Gabriel. It's still a huge plus to have them with us. Even if Arteta is not completely sold on them starting for this team, I would do everything I could to keep them in this team. And in the immediate future, I would still definitely start Gabriel, 100%. And of course, I would start Partey over Havertz. I've already made it very clear that I want Havertz as a sub. But, you know, even if the plan is for Partey is as a sub, or for Gabriel is as a sub, I would still do all I can to keep him at the club, because they're both fantastic and we need as much depth as we can get. And it's a nice problem to have as well, you know. And that's pretty much it. That's my general thoughts on the game, my thoughts on the performance of Arsenal, what we can take away from this for the future. It, for me, looks good. It's a 2-1 win against Nottingham Forest and a 1-0 win against Crystal Palace. Winning by 1 on paper doesn't look particularly good, but the eye test makes me feel excited. Selhurst Park is a hard place to come, especially for Arsenal. We won last year, but normally we have a tough time at Palace usually. But it's kind of like a litmus test for Arsenal to show us what is to come. And I'm just so over the moon with how assuring we were at the back. It makes me so happy and so confident for what is to come. And with that, we are going to end the video there. If you enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe for more. What do you think about this game and what it could mean for the future? Premiership football, it's good to be back. There's a lot more to talk about. And I apologize for not talking about other things, making other videos, but I have been busy with work. But I'm back and I plan on dishing out a lot more videos now. Have a great day. And as always, take care of yourselves.